Hey everyone, Chris from Elite Martial Arts. So this is the video for the purples and above, so purples to blacks. But this is the second part of the video. So like my last video, I'm covering an important subject or a specific technique, stamping and stomping. I want you to go do that 30-minute lesson. Okay, so I haven't put a warm-up in that one. At your level now, you should be doing your own warm-up for your class now. Yeah, it's been 4 months. You know the routine, so warm up, do that 30-minute class, okay? Once you've done that, come to this video. See you in a minute. Okay, so welcome back. Like I said, make sure that you do that video because it is really important. Like the last video, it has so many elements of karate that we very rarely touch on because you're younger. We shouldn't have to teach you about stomping and stamping kicks, but it is actually an incredibly important part of karate. Yeah, learning when to stamp something, when to stomp something. Okay, so in karate, there's 2 ways of fighting. Well, there's hundreds of different ways of fighting, but there's a smart way of fighting, and this goes to any martial art. There's a smart way of fighting, and then there's the strong way of fighting. Okay, and a lot of adults, well, when they start karate, will go straight to fighting strong and try and break everything that they can. They'll try and hit the pad as hard as they can, but they can only do it 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 times before they are out of breath. Okay? Which means that they can only last for a short amount of time. A smart fighter, someone that is more experienced, generally, when you have a coloured belt, you start becoming smarter. By the time you're at the brown belts, you don't have to think anymore because you just react. Yeah, you don't have to hit something hard a million times when you know exactly what's going to hurt it. Yeah. So, say for instance you were fighting with an opponent. Yeah. Why try and punch someone in the big muscles of the chest 50 times when you can kick someone in the head once? Or you can, like in the previous video, go for the knees if it's a real fight. That's why you'll see a lot of the senior black belts, so the third black belts and the 4th black belts, especially me. If I'm sparring with an opponent, I will not kick above my own belt. I don't want to A, give them the chance of catching my leg to swipe me down, but B, if I can deaden their leg, or buckle it by deadening, yeah, that means that they can't move backwards to get out of my way, which means that I can get to them, and it also means that they can't come forwards fast enough because they're having to drag their leg because I've deadened it. Smart fighting, not strong fighting. So there is a difference, and that's why the stomps and the stamps are incredibly important. But again, like I said in that video, when you are doing your gradings and the instructor puts you in a headlock or a shoulder lock or has grabbed your gi or has put you in a bear hug, stomp the foot, get rid of the threat. Okay? So it is really important. There are other techniques that you can learn, especially for bear hugs, but we will do them in the coming months when COVID has disappeared somewhere else and we can finally partner up. Okay? Sorry, my speech is all over the place. It's bedtime. It's so close to going to bedtime. But otherwise, I hope you're all okay. I hope you're all dealing well. We are looking forward to seeing you. What I very quickly wanted to go through as an extra for you is a different version of a snap kick. Okay? So, with your snap kick, you've got the basic snap kick, where your toes are facing up, and you're striking. You've got your thrust kick, where you're going through it. Yeah? You're trying to get them pushed back. You've just seen where I can stamp the knee and the ankle. And I've also had it chicken kebab, and it's like sitting here, my bad. I I can turn my foot in a different direction. Okay, so it's like a snap kick, side kick, sorry. We only teach side kicks at higher levels in our club. It's different from other versions of karate, where they teach side kicks a lot lower grades. We teach ours in the final brown belts, because to be kicking someone to the side, ideally, you shouldn't have to have that situation. You shouldn't have that problem. You should just be able to turn. But if you can't, then... So to us, it's a much higher level kick. But what we want to do with this kick is bring our knee up, toes back, but instead of turning my foot out, away from my belt, I want to turn it in and then stomp down with my heel. Okay? Now then, this stamping kick gives us a lot more power. When it's done properly, it's a lot stronger, it's a lot faster, does more damage. There is a problem to it though. Because it's faster and because it's stronger, it means that I'm using more of my body weight behind it. Whereas the other stamping kicks, I'm pushing forward. Yeah? My back is keeping me from falling forward. It's pulling me backwards. For this one, I'm falling into it. So, if I'm successful, and I snap their knee, I stomp their knee, I stamp it, yeah? And I buckle their knee, I'm going to fall into it. Which means that I am now close enough to be grabbed, bit, spat at, elbowed. Yeah? So that's the problem if I land it. There is another problem, and it's if I miss the target. And I can miss it one of two ways. I can miss by ending up face to face. It's difficult showing you this without another person. So imagine our nose are face to face now. They can headbutt me. They can spit at me. They can bite me. Okay? That's three things they can do with just their head. They can grab, punch, forearm, elbow. You know the works. Okay? That's if I miss it going forward and I end up in front of them. But I can also miss it and end up behind them. Okay? We're now back to back. I can't see what they're doing. Granted, they can't see what I'm doing because we're back to back, shoulder to shoulder. I can strike with an elbow. Yeah? I can just step forward. But I might not think that quick. Yeah? I might go, oh gosh, I missed. And they might end up grabbing my collar and pulling me backwards. So, this is a different version of a stamp kick, yeah? It's more like a side kick. It's still the same motion. I'm still aiming for the ankle or the knee. It is more powerful. It is fast. Which means that it does have better rewards, but also worse consequences. But anyway, we're going to practice it. Okay? It's nice and relaxed. You don't need anything for this one. You don't need to kick anything. You're just aiming for an invisible line in front of your knee and ankle. Sorry. So fists up. It's up to you whether you're going for ankle height or knee height, by the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you end up falling forward after each one, that's not a problem at all. Okay, this is probably the first time you've ever done this strike. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a strange kick. It's even more strange than the last ones that you've done. Let's swap legs. Fist up. Kicking off our back leg. Again, it's up to you if it's ankle or knee height. But we're coming around, toes facing to the inside of my body, kicking with my heel. Okay? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Same idea goes, quick glance down when you're kicking, but always look at the opponent. 8, 9, last one, 10. Shake your legs. It's a horrible kick, but it's really important and it's really useful if we can learn it. Same rules go for the end of the last video. Your stamp kicks you use to get out of trouble. Try and avoid them if you can, because if you do this on another martial art, these are career enders, these are sport enders. You can stop someone from doing karate with one of these moves. If you rip the strings that keep your knees together with one of these kicks, doing it to someone else, that person probably won't be able to do karate again. So it is really important that you protect yourself and you protect your sparring partners. So you wouldn't use this in class or in a grading against a fellow martial artist. You would use this on someone that's trying to hurt you, 100%. I would use it in a heartbeat. In fact, it would be one of my go-to moves, is trying to take someone's knee from underneath them. Yeah? But I wouldn't do this to another martial artist in class. So you do have to be careful. This is where we start trusting you, because you've earned this trust. That's why you are higher grades. That's also why this video is being taught to you and not the white belts to blue belts. It's not that we don't trust them, it's that this move is more dangerous. Yeah? So just keep in mind that. Right then. From here, nice and simple like we did last time. Front punch, back punch, and a downward stamp. Yeah? So it's like a roundhouse stamp kick, isn't it? You come in from the same motion, instead of slapping it, a roundhouse kick, a low roundhouse, or a Brazilian kick, you stamp it out. Okay? There's different ways of actually performing it. Some people will bring the knee up around and then stamp down. Some people, I prefer this way, will just bring their foot through and then snap across. I'm not bothered which way you do this, by the way. Because whichever way you do it, as long as you're doing the kick, that's fine. We will teach you how to do this one properly in class. Okay? So, 1, 2, 3. To the counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Let's swap legs. 1, 2, 3. Okay? To the count. 1. Again, your own height. You choose knee or ankle. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Excellent. So your homework, because you're a slightly bigger class, or a much bigger class, is to practice the stomp, the stamp kick with our foot turned out, and our stamp kick with our foot turned in. Practice it however much you want to practice, but this is a move that you do need to practice. We do a drill in the adults class, and it's horrible. And from when we go into our lines, you know when you do your forward rolls, or we go to the end, and we split ourselves into 2 lines, and it's 14 mats long. Well, it's 16 mats long now, but it used to be 14 mats long. And you'd start from mat number 1, and you bring the knee up, you twist, okay? And you'd stamp and hop, rebalance, stamp, hop, rebalance, stamp, hop, all the way to the end. I think some of the senior grades, the black belts and the brown belts, have probably had it done to them in the class. It's only 14 or 16 metres now, but if you stop or if you drop your foot to the floor, well, you failed. You got to start again. Uh-oh. And you do it until you've managed it all the way. And then you swap legs. When we can go back into our lines, that is one of the exercises we are going to be putting into play. Because it's good for your balance. Really good for your balance. It's good for this technique. And it's also good for your fitness, because wow, it is hard work. Yeah? So again, like I said, you need to have made sure that you've watched and done the first part of this video. It's a 2-part video again, because it's an important subject that I can only teach a certain amount for the juniors, and then I need to teach the extra to yourselves. Yeah? But otherwise, fantastic effort. Message us if you have any concerns or need any information. Hopefully it's going to be less than a month now before we can open these doors and get you lovely people back into the club to train again. Yeah, but otherwise, have a lovely weekend. Take care. Bye. Bye-bye.